It's time for PVRN Puerto Vallarta right now, and it is Friday. We made it to Friday, so happy to see everybody. Good morning, everyone. Lovely L3 loaded up with diving shots. First of all, good morning, everybody. So nice to see you this morning. Thank you so much. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Karen. I see you. Hey, Sly. How you doing? Lovely L3 checking in from Banderas Scuba Republic, scuba diving. She's only got a couple more days helping out a friend there, but it is 9:01 a.m. Puerto Vallarta time. This is your host, Brent Lane. Nice to see you. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Monk. Woo, they're coming in so fast. Hey, Mark Harmon's back. Morning, Waterford, Connecticut. Nice. Good morning. Oh, I see you, Mr. Green. There you are. We got one story for you coming up. Good morning, Lori. Woo-wee. They came in fast. Sorry. Oh, but I want to make sure everybody feels welcome and gets the good morning they deserve. Thank you. It is the 24th of July. We are almost in August. How crazy. It's another steamy day in Puerto Vallarta. And while this is generally a casual Friday episode, we're going to keep it somewhat casual, but there's a bunch of news too. We might go full time today. Buenos dias. Nice to see you, Pat. Good morning. And I'm glad the Spanish came through. That doesn't always do that. I like that. I think it has to do with your localized translation settings and whatever app you use to hit YouTube. We've covered that so much. All right. Have a busy day, like I said. So let's do this first. Let's have a live look at Puerto Vallarta. Same. A beautiful shot, beautiful day. I hope you're here. There's the marina, the mountains, the bay. Oh, so many amazing things. And let's see what else. So that was the live view. I also have a couple shout outs to do. So I had lots of viewer mail today. As a matter of fact, we're going to go with that right away. Viewer mail like crazy. So thank you so much. I've got two I would like to share. First of all, big shout out for Gary Green. I know you're on the show. I just saw you because he sent me this slide and some information about the Amapas Neighborhood Association, ANA, is actively recruiting volunteers to join its social committee to help plan events and lead fundraiser initiatives for the community. I'll give you a little bigger shot of that, but I'm going to give you some how to contact them information too, so that way you don't have to rely just on this story. So the committee welcomes both full-time and part-time residents, offering meetings held on the second Wednesday of each month at 11 a.m. Vallarta time, so members can participate locally or remotely, and interested individuals can absolutely get a hold of them anytime. Let me give you some information. I like that, Gary. Do it. Okay, so the information is, if you're interested in volunteering, hit them up at volunteers@amapaspv.com, all one word. So it's volunteers at amapaspv.com, or by visiting amapaspv.com overall. Hey, Lillian, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope your travels are going well. Good to see you. So hopefully, Gary, I did that, did you some justice there. And thank you so much for the viewer mail. I love that, especially for a group and organization like that. People looking for things to do. Love it. Okay. Also, I got some great viewer mail a little while back. Let me give you a bigger view of this really quick. So this one is actually tonight. So this was sent by viewer Daniel Paul Smith, who reached out and messaged me on Facebook. So this is the Day of Silence Contemporary Art Show. So again, Daniel Paul Smith, thank you for the message about this. And it is tonight, and it's from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. at the IF6WAS9, Contemporary Art Space. It's hosting the opening of the Day of Silence exhibition. You can find the gallery in Pityal Central at Aldama 107-A. Now, the show is going to feature 50 photographs chosen from community submissions documenting and interpreting our shared experience. And that's going to be from February 22nd, 2026. We all know that date. Of course, we know that date. That was the birth of PVRN. Back then, it was Puerto Vallarta Real News, but that's when this whole show was created. It's better to think of that rather than what actually happened on February 22nd. We try to get past that. Okay. So this offers a space for all of us to come together, reflect, and connect through local art. The finals photos were selected by a jury of local visual artists, curators, and cultural figures. And throughout the night, you can also catch a 3-minute short film by a young local filmmaker, live poetry readings, open mic, original art, and music. Yerba Mala will be serving up drinks and small bites as well. I'm going to be there again tonight with Laura. So come on out, say hi if you've ever wanted a chance to meet me and maybe check out some art and some photos. This is a great way to do it. Again, tonight we'll probably be there a little bit on the early side, around 6:30-ish, as you know, everybody's got plans and things to do. All right. So that's the blocking and tackling before we even jump into the news this morning. Thanks for hanging in there with all that. And I love viewer mail, so thank you so much for that. Okay. Moving onward. Let's see. Yes. Have we been looking up and seeing these lately? Before we did and jump into that, I hear something, and it's not helicopter rotor blades I hear, but I do hear, I need some coffee. I get going so fast sometimes. It's like, dang. All right. Cheers, y'all. Let's have a sip. Bring the pace down. Okay. And of course, the only one I'm talking to about slow down is just this guy. All right. Now we'll move into the first story at a relatively normal pace. Okay. So if you've been looking up and hearing low-flying aircraft over the past few days, the Mexican Navy helicopters have been actively patrolling key areas all across Banderas Bay following a targeted federal operation that just happened. Federal authorities confirmed that naval units secured a suspected criminal figure in the area earlier this week, leading to heightened security protocols across and surrounding the coastal sectors. The air and ground presence is designed to maintain public order and ensure safety for residents and visitors throughout the bay. Local officials advised the public that surveillance flights are routine security measures following federal actions, with maritime and beachfront activity continuing normally. Okay, thank you so much to Carolina Gomez for this story. And of course, she's over at Tribuna de la Bahia, my primary source for news. So thank you so much. And they also do the news for CPS, my televised version. All right, moving onward. Hey, we got new bus drivers. Okay, maybe some will be like, yeah. Maybe some will be like, oh. So if you rely on public transit or share the road with city buses every day, State Transportation Agency Siteur is bringing on 50 new 50 bus drivers to help streamline daily bus operation service in Puerto Vallarta. While recruitment details focus on filling driver positions, the primary goal for commuters is improving transit reliability, cutting down wait times at the stops, and getting new routes fully operational via these new drivers. Increasing driver numbers really do help ease driver fatigue, which ultimately leads to safer driving conditions and smoother rides across town. So we're all happy about that. Nobody wants to get hit by a bus. Local transit officials expect the added personnel to stabilize daily schedules and improve route coverage as new buses enter service across the area. Hopefully more of the electric buses that I've definitely been reporting on, I think over a year now. We'd like to see more of those in service, and maybe having a few new drivers could help that out. Thank you again to Carolina Gomez for that story. And with that, let's have a sip of coffee. Slows me down a little bit, and we got lots of stuff to cover, so going a little fast today is not the worst idea. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate that. Okay, jumping into the next story now. So this one is about Latin Fest. So if you follow local event planning and community tourism, Jalisco state authorities have opened an official tender worth 7.5 million pesos to produce Latin Fest Diversity Week 2026 right here in Puerto Vallarta. The state government allocation covers staging, logistics, technical production, and marketing to position the city as a leading international destination for diversity and inclusive tourism, which I think Vallarta is probably already really high on that list. Organizers expect the multi-day festival to bring thousands of visitors into local hotels, restaurants, and businesses during the event window, which we all love. Official bidding documents show that production companies are now submitting proposals that started this week, with contract awards expected shortly ahead of initial promotional campaigns, according again to Carolina Gomez. She's a busy girl this morning, so appreciate that. So if you're in the business, you're a party person, you got a stand, you've got a DJ booth. I know I got some DJs that watch this show quite often. They're in Canada right now. Maybe this is something you should check into if you're not already doing that and become part of the Latin Fest Diversity Week 2026. I don't have a date for that yet. I'm not even sure that was in the poster. So I don't really know yet what the date is on that. But since they're just now taking bids for the people that'll be involved from a business side of it, I think it's a little early to mark our calendars for that quite yet. So we'll hang in there. All right. Crocodiles. All right. So it's going to be an interesting crocodile-y kind of day because we got to talk, folks. We're going to have a real conversation about this. So I don't know if John's on our Croc Cam guy, but here's a story that's going to, kind of be close to his heart and soul. What's going on here? Of course, if you follow anything about Puerto Vallarta, you know what's been going on with the Crocs since everything happened. It's been kind of polarizing. I've even, paused our Croc Cam, but I saw the graphic. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. So for this next story, this one is, so if you spend time near local river canals or beaches around Puerto Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas, Federal Environmental Protection Agency Profepa is issuing a strict reminder to keep your distance from local crocodiles following recent sightings across the region. And of course, everything else that's happened. We don't need to harp on that. And of course, all condolences to that family. It's a terrible thing that happened. But this maybe comes with a bit of common sense. Federal authorities caution that feeding, poking, throwing items, or harassing crocodiles will, of course, alter their natural behavior, making them lose some of their fear of humans and increasing safety risks for everyone. Yes, remember feeding them. Yeah, they bet. Oh my gosh, Latin Fest is July 30th to August 1st. Yeah, they better really get going. So, Gary, if you got a marketing department, you might want to help them out. Oh my gosh, that's that soon? Yeah, they better get on the marketing on that one. That's crazy how soon that is. Thank you for that. That's why it's our show. You guys find information as I go. All right, once again, of those things, don't throw stuff at crocs. Don't feed them. You're just making them lose fear of humans. The Mexican environmental law does protect native crocodiles under official conservation status, meaning that harming or feeding them carries serious federal legal penalties and fines under Article 420 of the Federal Penal Code. Environmental activists and officials urge residents and visitors to admire these protected reptiles from a safe distance and report any unusual sightings directly to emergency services. You can dial 911. To get a hold of emergency services here, of course. And this time around, I'm going to thank Jamina Baumgartner for the story, not Carolina Gomez. She is also doing a lot of work. All right. So crocodile story leads me right into Croc Chat. Let's have a chat. So those that watch the show often or have been watching it often, we have PVRN's Croc Cam. Crocs are kind of a special thing here. They've been obviously a bit vilified lately. We even found 6 dead ones recently on the beach. I reported on that a few days ago. But is it time to return the Croc Cam? So John, our Croc Cam guy out there, Croc Cam capturer, the Croc Cammer, I don't know, whatever you want to call him. Maybe you guys can come up with a better name for that. Did submit a video and I said, okay, let's try to have the return of the Croc Cam. If we get a bunch of negative feedback, okay, then we'll change that. And if we don't get any feedback, we'll probably go with it. And if we get positive feedback, we'll go with that. So again, this is our show. If you've got feedback, I'm a big boy. I can take it. All right, so let's jump into the Croc Cam. It is time for the return of the Croc Cam. We've been off for almost a month. John did submit a video. I thank you so much for that. Let's have a look at this live video he took in the marina just a couple days ago of a croc going on by, doing what he does. It's about 30 seconds. Okay, thank you, everybody. I like it. We're getting the votes now. Return the Croc Cam. All right, guys. I love that. All right. You ask, you shall get. Who says I never gave you nothing on a Friday? He's just kind of creeping. Doing what crocs do. He's kind of a medium-sized one. I like John's zoom in. I like the little headshot there. Nicely done. All right. All right. Wow. All right, I think it's unanimous. It is the return of the Croc Cam. Everybody wants it back. Oh, if anybody has any issues with it, I'm sorry. We can't please everybody here, but it sounds like the Croc Cam is back. It sounds like John's going to be happy because he does love to do it. So thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Lilia. Thank you. All right, it's unanimous. All say yay to the Croc Cam. It is back. Dun, dun, dun. I love it. Let's give it a boom. Boom for you, Croc Cam. Nicely done. I might even give it a little drum. The worst drum roll, but there you go. Thank you so much for everybody. I appreciate your input on that. I appreciate your understanding. We do enjoy the Croc Cam. So even with all that going on a Friday, we're going to get done, I always say, a little bit earlier. Make sure you're checking out the ticker at the bottom. I put lots of good info, including my sponsors. I don't mention sponsors very much. It's the style I do here. I try to keep sponsorship low key, don't give you ads and all that. But, taking a minute or two every now and then to watch the credits or watching the scroll go across with the sponsors is really helpful. They really help to keep the show running the way it needs to. And of course, yes. We'll give another Croc. Man, John's getting all the love. I'm sorry he's not in here live. I think he's traveling today. So that's awesome. I know he's going to watch it later. All right. And so with that also, if you are new to the show, don't forget, I love viewer mail. Hit me up at pvrnmx@gmail.com anytime. Send me story ideas, comments, anything you've got going on. Have a great weekend as well. Lori, I see you saying have a great weekend. Before I let you go, if you're new to the show, if you're old to the show, you're sick of this. If you're new, boom, hit the bell, choose notifications all, subscribe to the channel. That way you get updates and you never miss a show. And you are the one in your group that knows the most about the news going on in town and the events and the fun. And one last time, I will be at that art show tonight. I hope to see some of you out there if you've got nothing else going on, or even if you do and you want to get some culture and chat with me. Some Mexican indie rock in the background. Yeah, I'll talk to John about that. All right, everybody, have an amazing weekend. Enjoy it. I'll see you Monday at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for joining PVRN. I love seeing you guys on here live, and everybody who watches all day, share with your friends. You have a great weekend too, lovely L3. I will see you all on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.